can I be? Where can I sit? Guess I'm just gonna hover here. I need a moment to think. My apologies to anybody who tuned into the live buzz. I thought I would stop recording because I didn't have light. Putting in the light bulbs in a frustrating manner. Riddle me this. Does a dog need a cat to feel like a dog? Does a cat need to be around dogs to feel like a cat? That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that everywhere I look. Or rather, listen. Yes. There's a biological, physiological response where when we're with people we love, we feel confident and comfortable. It's very much no different than being in, we enter into a meditative trance. A meditative state of mind, to which we gap out in our heads. And we lose track of, we get tunnel vision. We lose track of the physical realm around us, and we become mental and metaphysical. When you're with a loved one, be it a parent or a child, best friend, somebody of the opposite gender, doesn't really matter. This takes place. And you can leave the state of fight or flight and you enter into a state of homeostasis. It is called enmeshment when you require another human being to do this for you. It is called addiction when you require a substance to do this for you. And it broke my brain, intrinsically so. And it continues to every time I hear women say that they need a man in order for them to enter out of a fight or flight response and emotionally regulate, harmonize themselves as a human being. And then this is then being propagandized as being feminine. I'm standing in a pub. I'm a level 3 Reiki practitioner, and this is a sigil. Can I heal you from here? In theory, I should. As a giant kind of like voodoo doll. This has to stop. And I can't keep reacting like a tyrannical parrot and screaming at the top of my lungs every time I'm getting agitated. People ask me where the anger comes from. It comes from sadness, because I'm so, it hurts. Being concrete. Being a dad and knowing that my daughter is growing up watching these YouTube videos. What's it mean to be a woman? What's it mean to be feminine? It means you need, speedy trade brain's just doing its thing. Hang on. This is tea. I'm not even high. I can't even get high. Does a fish need an ocean to be a fish? Does a cow need a farm to be a barnyard animal? I mean, okay, sure, I'll phrase it that way, sure. But it doesn't need the farmer to be a cow. Women want men to be masculine and manly. Bling bling for Hizzle. YOLO. Any other words that we're just gonna say out of context that doesn't make any sense to anybody? How did it get this way? How did everyone start to trust the untrustworthy? I'm gonna steal the bottom off the padded slide. That's it. Okay. Ooh, springy. Okay. Time to meditate. Time to go into my mind palace. Time for something here. Complaining about it isn't going to do anything now, is it? I think the main question that is on everybody's mind. Men are asking what women want, spoken by men. So let's just focus on a solution here. What makes women feel feminine? everything you attack us for. Straight up, I've never seen anything else, and I've never known a man who's seen it either. You give us a list of the impossible. You want to see us get things done, and you intrinsically design it so we will fail your tests. What makes women feel feminine when they fuck us around, when they treat us like a little carrot on the end of the fucking horse. Power and control, because y'all got no fucking self-esteem. You think that if you lose control of us, we're gonna leave you. So you strive to do everything the same, or you strive to be our replacements. How and where? How? What question do I want to ask? It broke my brain. I'm speechless. I was talking to somebody earlier today. Who's more or less confirming something I've suspected since I was about 19, and I got really vicious Tourette's. It's hard to shut me up. I can speak at the same frequency rate that my brain rapid fires through thoughts and emotions, and I can beatbox my emotions out just like an auctioneer. I'm speechless. What do I say? What do women want spoken by men? When they say they want to be listened to and they say they want you to hear them, when they're getting mad at you and you are having a back and forth, and she's saying you're not listening to me, and she's saying you're not hearing me. Okay? The disconnect comes from the same, and here's a parable metaphor. When they give you a list of things to do and things that need to be done, the laundry and the watering of the plants and the watering of the children and the feeding of the children and such on and so forth, and the dinner and the cleaning. So you get your checklist and you do it all. And you do it all for them and their happiness, and there's this unmovable force, what is it? The unstoppable force that meets the unmovable object. To which the disconnect comes when you make them feel like it is a burden. To love them and to work together as a team. and they feel devalued because at the end of a very long day, you report back in for your debrief and you are tired and your facial expressions are offensive because you have overexerted yourself on a level that you didn't know could exist until you fell in love with somebody who it was worth doing it for. This is what it means to be a man, and this is what it means to get stuff done. This is what it means to be masculine, and this is what it means to do manly things. Spoken by a man. And you can hear the tone of my voice change. Because the women see what they put us through, or rather, what we put ourselves through to love you. They see how we break ourselves to heal you. And it does not give them the sense of gratitude and love that is propagandized, because they hear the flare in our voice, and they hear that we are tired. They hear that we need to rest. And they blame themselves for laser beams, for putting us through that. And they don't feel feminine when they have invoked our divine masculinity. It doesn't make them feel safe. It makes them feel like they don't deserve someone who will walk through hell on a daily basis, because that's the pathway to their heart. I almost swore there. I really don't want to swear. Think of it like being a parent. Do you want your kid to go through hell just to come see you? Do you actually want somebody to walk 1,000 miles and then walk 1,000 more? It doesn't make them feel good. And so they leave good men and they go looking for the ones that neglect the living hell out of them. And they go seeking the love they think they deserve, and they think they deserve less. Because they have been taught and conditioned to think that they're not worth going through hell for. And they see it as going through hell because they wouldn't do it for us. They can't do it for themselves, which is why they look for a partner. Loving you is not a chore. It is a choice. And what women don't seem to understand is that men get massive increases of testosterone by doing really hard things and succeeding where no one else can. It's not ego, it's dopamine. And it balances our hormones. And it makes us feel really good to look back and think, hey, look what I did. Look what I can do for someone else, let alone what we can do for ourselves. That feels good. That feels manly. And the disconnect is women don't seem to understand that. They think they're hurting us. And they don't want us to suffer, so they leave, and therefore we then suffer. And every goddamn day is backwards day. When did this world get so scary that women can't gap out in their heads and self-regulate and emotionally regulate? And feel safe? I think the strangest thing as a man is when I hear women speak from this terrorized tone. Oh my God, I don't know what this person is capable of. And then it gets weird into the fetish realm. Like you act, like here's the thing, like you overvalue the things that nobody wants about you. And you think that we're gonna go above and beyond to get these things that nobody actually likes about you. And there's fear around it too. There are women out there who are so worried about being raped or taken advantage of. And the thing is, the women that are so fearful about this, I gotta be really careful how I say this, but you have nothing to offer and nobody wants anything to do with you. You live a life of terror and fear. You think that you have all this that needs to be fucking guarded and hidden away. And no one cares. That's why you get neglected. That's why nobody listens to you. You have no value worth stealing. And therefore, I think you think that by having a man around that will give you that value worth stealing. Because somebody would be stealing it, not from you, but from the other man. Before I get too Tourette'sly riled up, let's go back to being listened to. How many times in a month, in a year, a week, a month, and a year, or even a day, Your girl tell you she's not being listened to. I use my mom here for an example. It's cold out here, and the heater that's been running non-stop for the last 3 weeks is conked out, and I'm currently holding up the phone because it's nothing more than a little paperweight right now. A little trolley I can use to, well, hold my phone. How many sweaters am I wearing right now? Just inside. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm only wearing 3 sweaters. Like literally have 3. No, wait. 2 are hoodies, 1's not. And so when I go outside, I usually put on, 2 more shirts, 2 more sweaters, and then a winter coat over a winter coat. I've never, in the 37 years I've been alive, seen or felt weather like this last month. Being evicted and put out homeless in the middle of it. Unexpected. Was not. Actually, it was exactly what I wanted. Not the way I wanted it, however. I wanted a little bit less than 12 hours to do it. And so out of everything that I just expressed and explained, I'd go to walk the dog and my mom would insist that I'm not dressed warm enough. And it would turn into a male-female dynamic fight. I'm wearing 2 shirts, 4 sweaters, and 2 winter jackets, and then a cloak over the winter jackets. I'm wearing so many layers of clothing, to the point where I step outside the house, I'm dehydrated from sweating inside all this warmth. And I wasn't listening to her because she kept telling me, oh, take a hat, take a hat, take a hat, take a hat. You don't have hats and mitts, you don't have hats and mitts. The disconnect and where and how she's not being listened to. Why she's not being listened to is logically understandable because I don't need anything else. Stop it. Get some help. What she's telling you is that there is a gift of love in the closet that she found a long time ago, and she's been saving it specifically for me for on a freak chance of synchronicities through the cosmos here, that I happened to be visiting on a cold winter day, and that she happened to have something that would benefit me. And it's a gift of love that she's been holding on to and waiting for the right time to give to me. And so when it's not what I need, because it's overdue, overkill, then it turns into I'm rejecting her gift of love and all she's trying to tell me is that she's been considering it, my health and safety, for such a long time, and she just wants to be heard that I know she loves me. And when you're arguing and you're fighting, and she's feeling neglected and unheard, and she's asking you to listen to her, it's not what she's saying, it's not a list of instructions, it's not the checklist It's to validate the fact that her tone of voice is going haywire. It's to validate the fact that she's emotionally dysregulated. And she doesn't want you to do anything else other than to hold space and let her do exactly what I am doing right now, sitting in my little mind palace, floating in space, talking to myself out loud so I can hear myself, and deconstruct the negative thoughts that are causing the emotional regulations. They don't want to talk to themselves out loud because they feel crazy, especially when internally they're going emotionally haywire and they already feel crazy. And then you are making them feel crazy because you are mirroring back that they feel crazy. And to acknowledge that they feel crazy when they feel crazy is not helpful. It doesn't make them feel less emotionally dysregulated. I gotta grab my charger. And when they're asking to be listened to, they're literally asking you to just watch them like a TV. They're asking for. 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 Get off my neck. They're asking for. What are they asking for? Oh, that's not gonna work now, is it? I guess I guess it's hold you and float. They're asking for you to hold space, for them to have time to sort through their own head. They don't want validation that they are upset. They know they are upset. That's why they are upset. And now the furnace is on. And now I can't hear my meditation music, and the thought disruption process is absolutely brutal for my PTSD. So, I'm going to politely leave. And I think we're due for a round 2. Because everything's falling apart and going to shit just like that little blue planet behind me. I'll be back. I'm speechless. There we go.